politics is very, very challenging, especially जितने पंजाबी रहते हैं काफ़ी challenging होता है. But I love it, but it is extremely challenging, stressful. मुझे लगता है.
So एक शहर जितने इन्ने बड़ी तादाद पंजाबी होंगे, उनकी अपनी challenges होंगी. I think sports would be different. इतने बड़ी के नाम cricket भी है. Versus going cricket city भी करते.
उत्तर federal सरकार सी, provincial सरकार सी, उस मेरे age right. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਹੈ. So 1/3 federal government ਨੇ ਦੇਣਾ, 1/3 provincial government ਨੇ ਦੇਣਾ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ 1/3 ਦੇਣਾ. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ facility ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ transit of grow ਹੋਗੀ. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ probably 6-7 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ lobbying ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. ਉਹ plans ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ, move ਹੋਏ ਆ, grants open up ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ribbon cutting ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. So ਇੱਥੇ capital projects ਲਈ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਕ infrastructure ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ.
ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਹਾਲੀ ਹੀ I don't think 10-11 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ women dares to go alone market, right? ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ 'ਚ waste management ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਹੈ. ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਹੀ ਕੂੜਾਦਾਨ ਬਣਿਆ ਹੈ. You must have seen that.
Yes.
To all of you, should you have any questions, kindly raise your hand, introduce yourself and shoot your question. We have Deputy Mayor Harkirat Singh with us, so this is an opportunity for you to show. Yes, ma'am.
We have the mic right there.
Dr. Sulaiman is here from the United States. So it's interesting that he has a question for Harkirat.
Great program. So my question, first of all, we're so proud of you. I mean, just being a Sardar from similar background, having somebody like you represent us is just an amazing thing. So we're so thankful because politics is hard. You know, you're giving time away from your friends, so thank you. My big question is, when we are in the, I'm in the United States, we hear a lot of things, negative things, said about the Punjabi community, the students. It's so sad because these are our brothers, and some of these people we know them personally. And to hear these stories and this negativity that comes out, and it seems like your government is pro-students. Justin Trudeau has done a lot of good work. It seems like, but this negativity, where is it coming from? Is it really true? Are the students really that bad? 2 million people, if 1,000 people do bad. Things come out, but it seems no one says anything about it from the government standpoint, that hey, these are our kids, don't say that. So what do you think about these kids? Are they good? Are they bad for Canada? Because Punjab is having a brain drain problem. They're giving their heart to Canada, and to hear these stories come out, it's pretty saddening that we're losing, but then it seems like we're losing on the other side as well. So we'd love to hear your views, what you're doing for these kids. How are you trying to change the outlook? So thank you.
Thank you. And so, international students the community village, there are some points. Like you said, the cases that are bad, they're very bad, some of them. And we live in a WhatsApp social media environment. So, video especially, it's going to go viral. But we're quick as Punjabis, we're sometimes our own worst enemy. We're quick to spread these things, believe these things without the proper work being done. For international students itself, it's a struggle. Our government has reduced numbers recently significantly. But I think especially as a family who's been here since the 1950s, there's a lot of similarities in how we're treating them, like how our parents were treated by the white community. And that's what I'm seeing, and that's what my parents are seeing and recognizing. And so, like I said, sometimes we're our own worst enemy, and sometimes instead of adding to the problem and finding solutions, we're there just to do the criticism. And finding what do solutions look like. Everybody has different solutions. One thing I worked on, and I didn't advertise it, but we started with I go to the Sikya Institute. So basically we got money from the provincial government. There's 2 international students hired, and they provide resume, cover letter services for international students in particular, connect them with employers as well. And so we have to go beyond just the dialogue and the talk and work on projects that are going to make a meaningful impact. I think that's the only way we're going to address this issue.
Sure. Yes, please. Can you take the mic this side, please?
My name is Gill. Actually, we are well aware of the issues of Punjab, and good thing you are comparatively listening from Harkirat. And we are here to listen how we can bridge the gap and how we can find the strategies to solve those problems. So it is good for your information. I think most of us, we know how the system is working here and what are the concerns in India and Punjab particularly. So now we are here to listen. So what are the strategies and how we can impact and contribute to solve those problems?
Sure. You see, the idea of the conclave is to trigger a debate so that we can learn from one another. As Harkirat mentioned that he is open to sister city arrangement. So maybe, as I said, the state of our urban areas is in a pitiable condition. So maybe we can learn a lot from the way cities are run here, and so on and so forth. So the whole idea is to trigger a debate and do ideation so that we can move forward to resolve our issues. Anybody else, please? Gill.
My name is Gill. Actually, yesterday I heard that city mayor said that majority of the international students involved in the sex trafficking. So I think he is pointing out the Punjabi students. I want to know whether there is a statistical evidence regarding this, or he is saying only to blame the Punjabi.
So I was there at the press conference. I didn't hear him saying majority Punjabi students. He did use the word South Asian because the anecdotal evidence coming to him is from the South Asian community. But I think the broader discussion, I think when you talk about human trafficking, it's not just students, it's not just South Asian, it's a lot of Eastern Europeans, it's many other countries. And the proximity to the airport is also, and that was brought up yesterday as well, the proximity in the airport makes Brampton and Mississauga more vulnerable to that as well. So if that was what was conveyed, that's not accurate, but I did not hear that myself. But it is, human trafficking has been an issue for the region appeal for many years. But I think the international student dynamic is adding another layer to that issue that honestly does need to be talked about, because I personally have examples of that.
Any statistics available, or have they been worked out?
No, because those statistics, because of extreme confidence, sometimes they don't go to the police.
Sure.
So social agencies have statistics, which were shared, but the police aren't getting them because of the stigma itself. People aren't going to the police. So unfortunately, the statistics need to be gotten, but there's a lot of issues around.
Sure, we appreciate that. Anybody else, please? Yes, please. There's a question here.
Hi, Sat Sri Akal, and I would like to thank Mr. Anwar Sanju for organizing this, and I think he has taken such a wonderful, step forward. And I'm sorry, I'm just using, and my involvement, I think I have spoken to him in the city. I stand out like a sore thumb. When I come to the city, I've given some papers in the city against the city. And they have been pretty helpful on our so-called dissatisfaction on what the city is doing. So, other than that, I would like to find out, our community wants to get involved directly with the city or get to a stage where we can communicate with the city. And I have noticed that I'm representing a lot of senior groups, and I go to the Brampton seniors meetings every month. The problem here is they all come back to me. I'm lucky, I speak good English. So, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੱਥ ਤੰਗ ਹੈ ਤਾਈਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ how can we bridge this gap because they want to get involved ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਆਈਏ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਵੀ ਸਿਟੀ should get involved with ਤੁਸੀਂ interpreter ਦੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ especially city hall ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ crowd ਵੱਡਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ so how much would you expect like okay if there are only ਦੋ ਜਾਣੇ I can understand you cannot get an interpreter but ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਹੋਣ then city should provide an interpreter technical especially at the city meetings ਕਿਉਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ offer ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ even at the Brampton Seniors Council ਵही ਮੈਂ interpret ਕਰੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਬੋਲੂੰ ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ both but they do not accept that they say no the president refused so where do we go so I think it is good for the so-called non-English speaking community and there are a lot of them and if we can bridge this gap it would be wonderful. Sorry, this was on the community and the other question would be on Brampton's development. I would want to know that shouldn't it be that the infrastructure should come first before bringing in the people and before thinking of any other development. And if you see the good cities around the world, you will notice they lay down their infrastructure first. And that is what Brampton is not doing. Thank you.
Thank you, and I recall your delegation. You were very, very effective. And so thank you for your question. On the interpreter question, for the Seniors Association, I know there's been some issues, so that's a good suggestion. May I suggest for engagement, I know you do it, but for everybody, Jiri Sadi public meetings, they're all open to the public. And only at the end of every meeting, there's a public question period, which I get nervous because I don't know when we're going to get yelled at. But aside in the to go in front of councillors, as you've done many times, and say your opinion, like we don't like this, we don't, all 700,000 Bramptonians have that right. And many people utilize it, including yourself, but it's something we could do more. Just development, as you would know, because the Senior Development Committee, every plan has to go to the public. So the discussion with the councillors will launch their community. If it's a controversial issue, the community comes and says their opinion. And sometimes on one topic, there's 15 community members, and by law we have to listen to each one. Jiri tusi infrastructure di gal kiti hai, I agree with you. I wish we could build it before the development comes. But the way today's public transit facility I open. The numbers have to be there before the provincial federal government invests. If it was up to us, obviously if we were doing 100% of the funding, we would do it. But in Karki's one-third, they only want to commit, like today's project was 120 million. They will only commit once the houses are actually built. Karke plan ek aur cheez hoti hai, they want to see the numbers, which causes many problems, especially in schools. Tanu pata jede on a growing community, we all have know somebody who's been through the schools when people will say portables kaute hai. You know, why does the next school done, which is 100% valid. but jab tak wo subdivision complete nahi hundi and the students aren't there, a government isn't going to commit $20 million, $30 million to that project until the students are there, which I don't necessarily support, but system they need to see the students, because it's been a few times. I can remember that they built a school and only 300 students showed up. So the numbers were way off. So, and we've had the opposite problem. Harold Brassway, Dixie school, when he brought 2,000 showed up on the first day, when Springdale was just getting made. So, there are these challenges, but now the government wants to see the numbers before they invest.
We're going to continue with the question answer session, but here I want to acknowledge the presence of Deepak Anand, the MPP from Ontario. We were very lucky to have him with us. Deepak, we're talking about the issues concerning people from Punjab, so it's very good to have you here. Would you like to touch upon the issue, and also if you have a question for Harkirat?
Not a question, a comment. About colleagues, we did our masters at the same place.
मेरी बेटी जी है उन्होंने कोई पूछे कि बेटा तुसी कित्थे बॉर्न होए हो, उसका जवाब हमेशा वो देती है पंजाब कैनेडा, क्योंकि वो ब्रैम्पटन च पैदा हुई थी। मैं पटियाला मेरा बर्थ प्लेस पटियाला हैगा ते मेरी कुट्टी जिहड़ी हैगी है वो दुख निवारण तो हैगी है। सो वधिया लगता हैगा जब भी कभी पंजाब की गल करिए। और कमर संधू साहब आपां तद ते जानते हैं जब आपां दोनों पॉलिटिक्स नहीं सीखे। बहुत वधिया लगता है कि कोई जर्नलिस्ट पॉलिटिक्स जाके वापस जर्नलिज्म च आ जाए, क्योंकि उन्होंने दोनों पासे बैठ चुका हैगा। सो वी आर सो ब्लैस्ड दैट तुसी पंजाब भावें इंडिया का है भावें इत्थे दा हैगा, दोनों नाल जुड़े हो। तो उम्मीद करते हैं अजे हॉल भरिया हैगा, तो मैं देख रहा हैगा मोस्ट ऑफ और बिग कम्यूनिटी एंड कम्यूनिटी मैंबर्स आर हियर। इसी नूं सोच के बड़ी खुशी हो रही है कि सारे इकट्ठे होए हैं। हरमिंदर भाजी इज अ ग्रेट फ्रेंड, ही इज डूइंग एन इनक्रेडिबल जॉब। आई सी हरजिंदर गिल पिछे, बराड़ साहब पिछे, शमील, ये जिहड़े कम्यूनिटी दे विच सारे हैगे सी, भावें बिल भाजी पिछे बैठे ने वो भी, ये जब असीं इकट्ठे होकर भावें असीं लड़िए पिड़िए, पर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे साडा इक्को ही फोकस है, इक्को ही गोल हैगा कि इस कम्यूनिटी ने सानू इन्ना कुछ दिता हैगा, भावें इत्थे दा पंजाब है भावें उत्थे दा पंजाब है। आई थिंक इट इज़ आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि सब चीज़ां भुला के असी अपने जिथों असीं आए हैं उसकी केयर करिए। सो अगेन थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी एन अपॉर्चुनिटी। क्वेश्चन टू माई फेलो शूलिंग ग्रेजुएट, असी कोई जगह पढ़े हुए हैं, बस यही हैगा क्वेश्चन कि किते ना किते सानू ये लगता हैगा कि ब्रैम्पटन की गल खास करके, एंड आई अपोलोजाइज मैं गलत बोलने लगा उसके वास्ते मैं पहले ही माफ़ी मांग रहा हैगा। असी जिहड़ियां कमियां ने उन्होंने तो बहुत बार गल करते हैं, पर जिहड़ियां चंगियां चीज़ां ने ਉਹਦੀ ਗੱਲ क्यों नहीं करते असी? क्योंकि जब असी चंगिया चीज़ों की गल करांगे तो पॉजिटिव साइकिल में अगे लियावांगे। मैं ये नहीं कहता भी गलत गल्लां ना करो, सैनी साहब नाइस टू सी यू एज वेल। माड़िया चीज़ां जरूर गल करांगे क्योंकि उन्होंने सॉल्व करना असी, पर एट द सेम टाइम चंगिया चीज़ों भी सानू चाहिए कि असी सैलीब्रेट करिए, इलैबोरेट करिए। सो हरकिरत, आई वॉन्ट टू आस्क यू दिस क्वेश्चन कि किस तरीके नाल असीं कोई इहो जिहा फोरम बनाइए जिहदे च असीं चंगियां चीज़ां नूं सैलीब्रेट कर सकीए। व्हाट इज़ योर ओपिनियन?
No, Milko, as you know, Sadhana Transit Facility, the announcements ago, we have all these amazing things coming to the city of Brampton. But the last year was a challenge, especially for Bramptonians. And a bunch of cases, extortions, for example, now my goal personally as elected is to promote what's coming. But I'm very proud of it. For example, who would have thought Brampton was going to get a medical school? Bella in 150 years in the GTA medical school I'm trying to get as many of students from Brampton into that school. We're trying to prioritize Brampton students. Because ਆਪਾਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, we're proud of all the industries. ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ warehousing industry strong, ਇੱਥੇ trucking industry strong. But I want to say tomorrow ਸਾਡੀ medical industry strong. You know, that's why my medical technology task force should have KTCG. I've been active on the medical technology stuff in all of North America. Because ਆਪਾਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ tomorrow the job will be infrastructure building in the city.
Sir, last guy.
Yes, Deepak.
Last guy, I promise.
Even though you represent Mississauga.
Well, I am a non-very citizen of Brampton. And the factor is also here. मेरी पहला कार Brampton Continental वाला first building when rented was in Brampton, 165 Kennedy Road, 36 Oakley Boulevard. First house I got was 71 Native Landing, was in Brampton. My first job was in Brampton, so I'm already Bramptonian. That's not the point. The point, I just want to say, sir, I sincerely appreciate what you're doing. ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ event please continue ਰੱਖਣਾ. मैं पूरे कमरे च front to लेके end तक देख रहा हूँ. सरिंदर माँ भी बैठा, मेरा छोटा भरा. Each one of them are very dedicated, committed resident of, with some one way or the other connection with Punjab. So, ये जड़ा उपराला है ना, ये please continue रखना. I was supposed to be with you for a longer period of time, but I just got a call from Premier Blackford's office कि वो Trillium ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ है कि ਉਹਦੇ ਚ another 25 minutes तक पहुंचने हैं. I checked, it is about 30-minute drive. So I am going to make sure कि मैं over speeding ना करा, time से पहुंचा था. So इस करके मैं तो निकल जा रहा, पर मैं एक promise करके जा रहा है. Even though I am an MPP from Mississauga, but I am from Punjab. Even though I am an MPP from Mississauga, पर मेरे इलेक्शन ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਕਮਰੇ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਅਗਰ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ MPP ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ. So ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ I go to them and I go to Punjab and I always will be with you on that. एक please ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਤਾੜੀਆਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for being with us even for a short time, and hopefully next year we'll have you for a longer time. Thank you. We'll come back to the question answer session with Harkirat Singh. Next question, please. Yes, don't let him go off so easily. Yes.
हाँ जी, मेरा नाम जुगंदर चौहान है. मैं इस मेरे
Introduce yourself and
सो मेरा नाम जुगंदर चौहान है. तो इस वेले मैं स्कूल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टोरंटो ਵਿੱਚ MBA ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ था.
closer.
हाँ जी, ਤੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਫॉर ਹਰਕਿਰਤ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਿਸਟਰ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਬਾਰੇ, UA2 ਸਾਊਥ ਐਂਡ ਅਹਿਮਦਾਬਾਦ. ਕੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਯੂ ਐਵਰ ਕੰਸੀਡਰਡ ਇਟ? ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਲਾਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹਦਾ?
Yeah, discuss hoya hai. I know for a fact Kapurthala approached us and Amritsar approached us as well. But nothing came out of that, to be honest with you. And congratulations on being a Robin, great school. So individual opportunity to do heavy. But I want it to be meaningful. Like I'm more than happy to go sign something and take a picture. But in the engagement, what does it look like? Is it which Brampton or Shab or whichever one we pick? I think that's the question. That's why I knew we were going to have a medical school. To make a medical school that are koi connection with Punjab, and that's why I went to Guru Ramdas Medical College. Because a lot of people may know or may not go. They have a palliative care program. And suddenly palliative care, especially in the South Asian community, is very important. So, all of which I know what's going to be exchanged: doctors, knowledge, information, research. What it looks like for a city, we have to work that out. But whichever city we pick, we want to know exactly whether it's trade, municipal best practices, whatever it is.
Thank you. Thanks for being.
Thank you.
Thanks.
One question this side, please.
So my name is Sahil. I'm here because my college community has been working with Mr. Sandhu. First of all, amazing initiative. My question to you is, a lot of people are staying in the city of Brampton, whereas their official addresses or their licenses could be from the prairies or could be from any other city in and around Is that an issue for the city of Brampton? First one, yes or no?
It is an issue that's more of the license that are issued by the province, and so I do know they're working on that, just like they're working on license plates. But as a city, we don't issue the license, nothing to do with it. Anecdotally, I know that's an issue, and I agree with you, and we've raised that many times.
So how long is the person allowed to, let's say if I come from Alberta, I'm driving a vehicle that's plated in Alberta, I'm paying insurance that is valid in Alberta, how long am I supposed to, or if I'm not supposed to stay in the city? Let's say I'm staying here for a year and nobody's noticed I've been driving a vehicle with Alberta plates, paying insurance there in Alberta, not paying the city. So how long can I stay if I can stay?
I honestly would not know the answer to that, because that doesn't come under us. I only like to say things I know that are for sure. I don't know that's a completely provincial issue.
Okay, thank you.
I hope the cops are not listening to you. Yes, Jinder.
First of all, ਤੇ ਸੰਸਾਬ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੰਗ੍ਰੈਚੁਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ
Thank you.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਚ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਲੁੱਕ ਅਪ ਟੂ ਯੂ ਜਰਨਲਿਜ਼ਮ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਮਾਈ ਮੋਸਟ ਫੇਵਰੇਟ media person, you know that. I don't need to repeat it again and again.
For one journalist to say kind words about another journalist means a lot.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਹੋ ਅਗਰੈਸਿਵ ਹੋ ਔਰ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਮੀਨਿੰਗਫੁਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਇਟਸ ਗ੍ਰੇਟ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਹਰਕਿਰਤ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਡੀਅਰ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਸੋ ਨਾਟ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਔਰ ਜਰਨਲਿਸਟ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਲੰਬੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੋਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਮੇਨਲੀ since long we are interviewing our federal politicians, Minister of Immigration, we are interviewing our provincial politicians and of course municipal leadership also. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਵੱਧ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਤਾਲਮੇਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਟਾ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੈਅ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹਜ਼ਾਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੱਖ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਲਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਇੰਫਰਾਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਕੋਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਲੋਕਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਿਟੀ ਲੈਵਲ 'ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਇੰਫਰਾਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਲਾਅ ਐਂਡ ਆਰਡਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਿਟੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੀਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਬਲੇਮ ਗੇਮ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਲਜਿਸ ਸੀਗੇ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੇਕ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਇੰਫਰਾਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੋ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਵੱਧ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਤਿੰਨੋਂ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੀ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਸਰਨਡ ਹੈ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਮਿਲ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਆਪਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਾਈਜ਼ ਕੋਈ ਤਾਲਮੇਲ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆਏ ਵਰਨਾ ਬਲੇਮ ਗੇਮ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਆਏ ਦਿਨ ਹੁਣ ਨਵਾਂ
point. How can there be better coordination between the federal, provincial and the city?
I would want to add another point here. So there are ads on TikTok and other social media platforms. This is Rakesh.
Yes, Rakesh.
Sex for rent. I have been to like many countries, particularly US. बहुत Indian students जाता है, जरा पढ़ने जाता है. I have never seen such an ad in my life. Anyway, sex for rent, like in our rent, what I think other journalists are doing here, there are other parties involved in the federal government, but renting and that comes under you. So, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ads डालते हैं, there are people who are even renting their washroom on rent, and that's all available in marketplace. The buck stops here. What are you going to do for those people who are promoting these practices?
That's exactly what we talked about on Wednesday. We had our press release. We showed the ads, we have them. We showed what we're doing. We've had bylaw after them. And we asked for the police and the federal and provincial partners to come up. Sunday, I think after the press conference, we blew up the ads. And we are raising that. We're also asking for funding. And we were joined by social agencies. In this bunch, Punjab Community Health Services, karke issue hai. So this is high priority for us. and we will continue to work. Peel Police was there. They brought up the examples as well. So this has been an issue we just raised this week, and we're going to continue to raise. Because ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ exploitation ਹੋਵੇ. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰਜਿੰਦਰ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, it's ironic ਕਰਕੇ there's two issues I've had a hard time dealing with. ਕਰਕੇ there's such coordination failures, and I will admit that. एक international students that एक crime ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ laws are, you always hear this too, I know on your channel. Laws are with the federal government. When you get policing is with the provincial government. When you get a city, we do the budget. So city does the budget. And everybody plays a blame game on that issue and both international students. Jira international student issue in particular is unfortunate karke another group that should be at the table but isn't at the table is international students. And so we make decisions as politicians on behalf of international, but they are the voiceless, organizing language barriers, whatnot. Sure, we see the protests, but that's not effective lobbying. But also a lot about we as politicians, we do coordinate, but we need better coordination, no doubt. I think that coordination is why you're seeing the announcements of the federal government. Got to give for 2-3 years, we've been saying it's too much. We've been raising private college issue. You've heard many times from the city of Brampton. Got to get a lot of them are here. And finally, they are making the changes. What the impact will be, we'll know in a few months to a year. Is it enough? We'll also know in a few months to a year. But as City of Brampton, what we're known for, we do press conferences on all these issues that necessarily aren't us. Auto theft, we've done 3 or 4 announcements at this point. Women exploitation, we just did this week. So we always bring awareness to make them come to the table, which has been effective, but we need to do better for sure. But I admit, international student, definitely coordination failure.
Thank you. We'll take the last question, and then I just want to announce that we're not having a break. The refreshments, the bar is open. You can please go out, take your fill, come back and join the next dialogue. The next dialogue after this question will be with Dr. Swaiman Singh. Last question, please.
My name is Gill. I'm 25 years resident in Brampton, so I'm proud Bramptonian. Recent years, I've been involved in a real estate career from last about 18 years, and been looking into all these issues every day. I'm involved socially as well, politically as well. When we are talking about our city to grow, and we have a growth plan, we have a 2040 vision, where we see so many condominium buildings being built, and city is ready for growth. But what about the infrastructure? Is it our infrastructure really ready for that? क्योंकि असी growth plan बनाई जा रहे हैं कि सारा कुछ बाकी करिए ना, but look at our roads. मैं ब्रैम्पटन जो देख रहा ना कि नॉर्थ तो साउथ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਹੋਰ ਹਾਈਵੇ 50 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਰੋਡ ਤੱਕ ਦੇਖ ਲਈਏ 10 ਸੜਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਪਲੱਸ ਹਾਈਵੇ 410 ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਊਥਬਾਊਂਡ ਪੂਰਾ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਈਵਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਰਥਬਾਊਂਡ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ which takes about ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਚੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ takes about half an hour to 40 minutes. Are we ready for that infrastructure to be road widening ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ and ਅਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਹੋਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ. Our houses are ready. Are there all the subdivisions are really ready for that kind of growth? On the same point, ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਦੀ, our standard is going down. The way we are saying Punjab standard is going down, similarly a Brampton standard is also going down because more crime and more thefts and more of we are more in news, especially Brampton has become brown town, and we are more in news more often. So how are we going to handle all that stuff?
Sure. So infrastructure is definitely an issue. We are getting investments. As you know, the investments have been announced. Second hospital, we really need a 4th hospital. The second hospital. Just your road widening, as you know, in my area, we do have road widenings. Galway is just getting widened, but it needs to be done faster for sure. I think what you're going to see, we're talking about coordination. Bella Julia Sarka, like Mayfield, Judy Colorine, they were regional, and we're about to take them over in about 6 months. Got to get regional dissolution. I think you're going to see us move aggressively. I just had a meeting yesterday, Countryside, because it's a city road, is going to be double lanes. Procurement is going out. It should shovels in the ground by January, February. So the infrastructure is coming. Sadi Kafi, I would say, and not to blame previous governments or nothing, but Sadi Kafi kami rahi hai Brampton de vich, karke I would argue we weren't effective at lobbying higher levels of government. But getting coordination across party lines, especially post-COVID, I think that's why you're seeing announcements. Still need to do more, but there is definitely some movement out there.
Thank you very much.